Hello, this is Dr. Andy and I'm profiling 365 of my former students in celebration of my last 365 days working at the University of California, Davis. Thanks for joining me for this remembrance of my student Hadas. Hadas enrolled in that notable English 45 close reading of poetry class that I taught in the fall of 2005. On the first day of class, I showed an image of my just born third child. He was born on the 26th and class started a few days later. There were 100 students in this class. It's one of the largest classes I've taught at UC Davis. And Hadas, a freshman, distinguished herself immediately. She sat about halfway back in the large classroom, a little bit to the right, and she was making eye contact with me the entire time that I was lecturing about poetry, the close reading of poetry, favorite poems, favorite poets, etc. She wrote to me later that she was so grateful for that class for a number of reasons. One, she wrote me a paper note about this, about making a particular section of Ode to a Nightingale come alive in such a way that we notice the vibrancy and the precision and the musicality and the beauty of the language in a stanza. I should have rememorized it before I started this video so that I could share it with you. Maybe I'll insert that through the magic of editing. I promised you a section of Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats that I did a close reading of with Hadas and 100 other poetry lovers in 2005. Here is that stanza. I cannot see what flowers are at my feet, nor what soft incense hangs upon the boughs, but in embalmed darkness guess each sweet, wherewith the seasonable month endows the grass, the thicket, the fruit tree wild, white hawthorn, and the pastoral eglantine, fast fading violets covered up with leaves, and mid-May's eldest child, the coming musk rose full of dewy wine, the murmurous haunt of flies on summer eves. Anyway, there's a section of Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats in which almost nothing happens. We just notice how beautiful the garden is, but the language is so rich and flavorful that what it does with sensory data and synesthesia is highly memorable, at least according to the note that Hadas wrote me. Hadas did not graduate from UC Davis. She transferred over to UC Berkeley. And while at UC Berkeley, she sent me a note saying, I'm so grateful that you introduced us to the poetry of Robert Hadas. In our class, I think we read almost inevitably Meditation at Lagunitas, because I'm taking a poetry class with Robert Hadas right now. Robert Hadas is a former poet laureate of the United States and someone who I went to go visit when I moved to Berkeley in 1989 because Robert Pinsky, another future poet laureate of the United States and a professor of mine, insisted that I do so. Robert Hadas said, I went to his office hours, said, tell me your name. So I told him. We had a brief discussion, but then he had real students he had to get to. I was there as an interloper. And I've seen Bob Hadas read on a number of occasions since then, but we've never had so close a heart-to-heart as we did back in 1989. But Hadas did. She took his class. She thrived in Berkeley. She sampled the UC Davis scene reader, I created that scene. And then she went to Berkeley, which had a much more vibrant scene. It didn't depend on just one guy. And she participated in that. Later, she moved to journalism. Later, she moved to the tech world. You might know that I'm the host of Dr. Andy's Poetry and Technology Hour. Well, Hadas's understanding of technology trumps mine. Supersedes mine. That's the word we use these days. Supersedes. Her knowledge supersedes mine. Why? Because after working for the New York Times and Oprah magazine, and boy, I've got an Oprah story to tell you, she then went on to YouTube and then Google, and then a third company where she is now. And I'm not going to name it because it would be too easy to look her up, but she has succeeded. She's one of these people who... Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, that's fine. I live for interruptions. After she appears in my class as like a mentor, After she appeared in my class as a mentee and as a student and as someone who's just learning about the world, fast forward 20 years and she's a big shot executive, I think living in Silicon Valley, and let's just say doing very well. Boy, it was a pleasure to have her in that one class. I'm sorry that she didn't stick around at UC Davis, but she found an excellent launching platform in UC Davis and UC Berkeley. Two of the best UCs, I would say. So I'm grateful to her for keeping in touch. I saw on Instagram that she just got married about 2 months ago. And it seems that she and everyone in her wedding party, they seem to also dabble in the fashion industry because of how they were dressed. Very fancy, very sleek, a beautiful wedding, at least as it was captured by the wedding photographer. So Hadas, I'm grateful to you for having kept up with me. And even though you didn't keep up with poetry, you found something much more fruitful. Good for you, and thank you for being a part of Dr. Andy's remembrances of his famous and favorite students, including Hadas from 2005. Thanks for tuning in to and making it to the unlikely end of one of these videos. This is the time when I'm supposed to give you a call to action. Please like and subscribe if you want more content like this. You would be among a select few. Also, check out this video over here. It's what the almighty algorithm says you'd be interested in next because you made it to the end of this one. See you next time for another video from Diary of a Quizmaster. Bye-bye.